What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel, and today is Main Deck Monday. And I know last week we did the Week of Worlds, but this week we're gonna finally start digging into Ancient Origins. I know we did the Shiftry video about a week and a half ago for Expanded Thursday. Last time we did one, but this time we're gonna go all out on Ancient Origins. We got the rotated cards, everything's up to date. We are good to go here, and of course, the very first deck we're gonna talk about is probably the most hyped deck of the new season, and that is Vespiquen. Now, Vespiquen has a attack called Be Revenge. This attack does 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So it's kind of like the Flareon Vengeance we had, and I guess you could use Intelligence Gathering, 10 damage, and you may draw to have 6 cards in your hand. It could be a turn 1 good attack, but we're just going to use Be Revenge here and try to knock out some Pokemon that way. Now, if you notice in this list, we have some weird stuff here. We have a 2-2 Slurpuff. Not too weird. I mean, tasting, you draw a card. We don't really have that many good draw supporters anymore in this new format. All we really have is maybe Sycamore. We got Professor Birch. We got Teammates. We got Ace Trainer, Hex Maniac, Lysander. We still have AZ. We got Pokemon Center Lady. But for draw cards, we just have the Birch, Sycamore, and the Ace Trainer. Besides that, we don't have anything else that I can think of off the top of my head right now. So, at least with Slurpuff, you're guaranteed a draw card. You can, like, draw an extra card every turn, which is pretty nice. Because sometimes, maybe you can't draw into a Sycamore. Maybe you can't play an Ace Trainer or something. Which is kind of weird to say, but, I mean, if you're up in prizes, you can't use Ace Trainer either way, so you only draw support, and now it becomes Sycamore, and if you can't draw to the 4 of, or the 4 Vespiquen, at least you have Slurpuff to help out there, and that's why Slurpuff is pretty good here. We play 4 Unknown, Farewell Letter, once during your turn before you attack. If this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. If you do, draw a card. So now with Unknown, we can power Vespiquen's attack by using Farewell Letter to discard it and draw a card. So not only are we powering a Vespiquen more, we actually get to draw a card with Unknown, which is amazing. 2 Shaman, of course, was set up just to help you consistency. Now we play a 2 Eevee and a 1/1/1 Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon. Now, if Eevee has Energy Evolution, when you attach a basic energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, you may search deck for any Pokemon that evolves from it. And if you notice, we play 1 of each energy. Depending on the deck, you can play, maybe you're playing against a deck that has Lightning Weak Pokemon, like maybe Rayquaza. I'm pretty sure there's other stuff out there I can't think of the top of my head. I know Rayquaza is the main one, and Jolteon can help with that. Each of your stage 1 Pokemon is now a Lightning Pokemon, so that means Vespiquen is a Lightning Pokemon and a Grass Pokemon at the same time. You have a Vaporeon. Not sure how helpful this card is right now. All the big water attackers are rotated out at the moment that I could think of. So, maybe Vaporeon not so useful, but it's in there just in case you play against a weird fire deck that I can't think of off the top of my head. And we have 1 Flareon. Each of your stage Pokemon is now a fire Pokemon in addition to the existing types. So your Vespiquen can be grass, lightning, water, or fire depending on which evolution, I guess is what you call it, out and play, which is pretty nice there. I mean, already gets like Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, you hit him for grass weakness. The only decks you might struggle with that you don't hit for weakness is Mega Manectric and fighting decks. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some fighting decks that are weak to Psychic, and if they're weak to Psychic, then you can't hit for weakness. So that's the only thing you have to worry about is basically if they're not weak to Grass, Lightning, Water, or Fire, you'll be maybe in somewhat trouble, but hopefully we can discard enough Pokemon to actually knock out those big guys here. So we play 3 Battle Compressor, discard 3 cards from your deck, 3 Level Ball just to search consistency, Pokemon with 90 HP or less, and if you look, most of these cards are 90 HP or less. The Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon are 90 HP or less, Vespiquen, Combee, Swirlix Slurpuff is 90 HP, Unknown 60 HP. The only one you can't search for is Shaman, which has 110 HP. But Level Ball can get you all these Pokemon out, which is very nice. 1 Sacred Ash, get back 5 Pokemon. 2 Trainer's Mill, just to help with consistency. Look at the top 4 cards, reveal a trainer card you find in there. 3 Ultra Ball, and this way you can discard Pokemon and maybe get Shaman, or discard some cards, and then maybe use, of course, Shaman to draw in the cards you need. 4 Vespiquen to use supporters. We have 1 Ace Trainer. This is a new supporter we got in Ancient Origins. You can only play this card when you have more prize cards left than your opponent. So if you have 5 and your opponent has 3 prize cards, you can use Ace Trainer. Each player shuffles their hand into the deck. Then I draw 6 cards, and your opponent draws 3, which is pretty nice there. It's kind of like an end, but you can't end them down to 1. But at least you can kind of disrupt them just a little bit. 1 Hex Maniac until the end of until the end of your opponent's next turn. Each Pokemon to play, and each player's hand, and each player's discard pile has no abilities. And the main reason why it's in here is for Aegislash. If you play against an Aegislash deck, you play DCE, so Vespiquen can't hit Aegislash. So you play Hex Maniac, shut down the Aegislash ability, and then you can knock it out with Beavrenge, which is pretty nice there. And if there's some other weird abilities that you want to get rid of, maybe you're playing against a Crobat deck, you want to shut down the Crobats and Golbats. Maybe your opponent plays their own Slurpuff or Shaman, you can shut them down for 1 turn, which seems pretty nice. You just want to make sure you use Hex Maniac after you use your abilities, if possible, like always. 2 Lysander to bring up Pokemon off the bench. 4 Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. No more Juniper, she's gone, so we're just stuck with Sycamore. 1 Teammates, if your Vespiquen's knocked out, basically, search your deck for 2 cards and put them into your hand, but they had to be knocked out by opponent's attack. Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking of something else. Never mind. It doesn't have opponent's attack. If one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, search deck for 2 cards and put them in your hand. This could be really good. You can search for a Vespiquen and DCE straight off, get a knockout that way. Now, we played 2 Forest of Giant Plants. I've seen some people play Fata Town, but I like the Forest of Giant Plants, so that way you can actually be Revenge turn 1. They're grass Pokemon, so you can just Combi into Vespiquen turn 1, use Be Revenge, start taking some knockouts pretty quickly. If you can discard some Pokemon in the discard pile of the Battle Compressor or Ultra Ball. 3 Muscle Band just to help do the extra 20 damage. 4 DCE, of course, with Vespiquen here. 1 Fire, 1 Lightning, and 1 Water. So that way it could be easier to stretch out a Jolteon, Vaporeon, or Flareon. The only bad thing is you can't, if you could double attach, technically, that'd be great, because you can, attach a Fire Energy turn 1 to an Eevee, and then get a Flareon, and then maybe Force the Giants Plants DC Vespiquen, but that's not possible, so that trick doesn't work. But this is the deck. It's a very rough list. I know some people are going to be like, what about this card? What about this card? I haven't played that much of Age of Origins. I've been focused on Worlds. Worlds is over. So we're going to go with one of the most hyped decks right now. We're going to play it and see what happens. But hope you enjoy this list, and let's see it in action. Alright, so everybody gets Ento, 7 Planet, Fairy, Lightning, Steel, Colorless, and nobody had the advantage. Maybe this game's going to be really close. Pokemon's like, oh, I don't know who's going to win. Heads, who gets to go first? And oh, he does. But we do play Forest of Giants Plants, so we can attack turn 1, which is great for us. So let's see. What kind of coin is that? Is that a fairy coin? I think so. So of course, my opponent decides to go first here. Alright, sorry about the yawn. We start Combi here. And what is DCE Juniper? Let's see what he's playing. There's a Spritzy. So it looks like a fairy kind of deck, of course. We see our energy going out of Spritzy. Fairy Garden. Trainer's Mail. Look at the top 4 cards of his deck. What does he get here? And Juniper, probably not what he wants to see. He has all these cards. There's Shaman, drawing 2 cards. Now we can't hit Shaman for weakness because it does have Lightning, but I mean 110 damage is actually, it's pretty easily to do with this deck. Here we see Xerneas coming down. Let's see, a Dowsing Machine discards Mega Gardevoir and Megaphone. Now we don't have a Pokemon that can hit for Metal weakness, which is pretty scary here. We see a Trainer's Mail, playing it again. Let's see what he gets this time around. I mean, he already has Juniper. There's a Spearling going down to Shaman. Juniper. Maybe he plays Tool Retriever. He can pick back up the Tool. Then we've seen Aegislash, Manectric. So it looks like it's a Fairy box deck. So we see the Xerneas come to active spot here. And probably just a pass. Yep, just a pass here. My turn. We'll put down the Swirlix. We'll put a DC onto the Combi. Here we'll just Juniper. Alright, so we get a Combi. We get Battle Compressor. Here we could discard. So he has Manectric. Aegislash, Vape. Okay, it's weird. I'm not really sure what to discard here. We can discard a Swirlix because we already discarded the other Slurpuff and the Sacred Ash. I guess. Oh man, this is a weird situation. This is the only thing I don't know what to do about Vespiquen. All your Pokemon are really good in this deck, so I'm always like, who do we discard this time around? We'll discard some supporters. How about that? We'll discard like Teammates and Hex Maniac. And we'll just go from there. See what happens. The Aegislash, I know I'm an active cameo, I'm sorry. The Aegislash seems kind of scary. But, I don't know. Here we'll just end our turn. Next turn we could be Revenge for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So if he doesn't get Spritzy out, or evolve Spritzy into a Aromatisse, we actually knock that out next turn, which is pretty cool. Here's the Enhanced Hammer. No, my DCE, don't do that. We see a Rainbow coming down to Xerneas. That's not fair. You get to use Rainbows and all these attackers that aren't legal anymore. They're rotated out. That's cheating. Alright, we see an end. Oh, maybe I would have saved us. Let's see here. We can level ball for Vespiquen. We can put a Slurpuff down. We can... Oh man, you got Aromatisse out too. Oh, it's gonna be hard. Blech. Okay. I guess we'll just Vespiquen for Juniper and play it. Oh, okay. So I mean, he's gone to Fairy Transfer. I mean, not Fairy Transfer. He's going to Geomancy. Put one onto the Aromatisse and one onto the Manectric EX. Okay. So put down Slurpuff. The Trainer's Mail. Grab a Battle Compressor. No, let's just grab Ultra Ball here. We'll put a Level Ball to get a Vespiquen. Putting it down. Here we'll Slurpuff for 1, or Tasting for 1. Put down Unknown, Tasting, or Farewell, not Tasting this time. Alright, so here I'm actually going to DC here. Lysander, bring up this Aromatisse. And take a knockout this turn with Be Revenge. Oh no! No, I forgot to Ultra Ball discard the Shaman! No! Oh no, misplays at the wazoo. I would have done that, but could have knocked out the Aromatisse. I forgot to Ultra Ball discard the Shaman and Water Energy. Actually, I didn't check the discard pop, I'm not even gonna lie to you. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We see an energy go down to Xerneas. We see a Retreat. And looks like we might see a Rainbow Spear. Here we see a Vespiquen. Probably grabbing the N. Fine with that play. Okay. We see another Trainer's Mail. Let's see what he decides. He's already retreated, which is kind of questionable. I guess he could use Rainbow Spear to knock us out here, but if he does that, we could take 3 energies off his board. If I was him, I would have retreated the Manectric EX and knock us out. So yeah, it looks like we're going to see a Rainbow Spear here, and he's going to be out 3 energies. Well, he's already going to have to discard 1 because the Rainbow Spear makes you discard 1 automatically. My turn. We'll set up Kobe. Yeah, set up Kobe, of course. Well, okay, sweet. Top deck a Sycamore. So here, Trainer's Mail. I don't want either one of those cards. Put a First Seeker here. Love Ball for a Vespiquen. Putting it down. Here, we'll Ultra Ball discard these 2. We'll grab a Combi. Putting it down. Sycamore. We got the DCE. We got the Force of Giant's Plants. Get Ultra Ball these 2. And do we have another Shaman here? We don't. Alright. We'll just grab Unknown. Putting it down. We'll Tasting for 1. Get another Vespiquen down. A Farewell Letter. And let's see. We're doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. I think it's 140. If I did the math right. Yeah, 140. Knocking out the Xerneas here. Taking a prize card. Next turn, we have another Vespiquen to knock out this Manectric if it comes active. That's the only real attacker I can see that can knock us out next turn. Aegislash can only do maybe 40 to 60 damage if he puts down a Rainbow Energy. If he gets a Rainbow Energy here, he can knock us out. But we can knock him out next turn. 40, 50, 60, 70. Well, we need another Muscle Band too. Okay. But let's see, does he even get a Rainbow Energy or not? It's the big question here. And if he does he have another backup? Oh, there's a Malamar. That's great. There's a Rainbow Energy going to Manectric. Okay. And here we see Vespiquen get knocked out. We see a... Oh, don't Mega Evolve. Please don't Mega Evolve. Okay, nice. Thank you. Man, if he had Mega Evolve there, it was probably game over. I don't know how we would have handled that. Here we see the Vespiquen, of course. We get a DC here. We can put down Unknown. We can Level Ball. Grab an Eevee just to thin our deck out some. Pretty good. Let's farewell letter first. Let's tasting. Alright, nice. So put down the Combi. Vespiquen for a Sycamore. Play it. Muscle Band here. Alright. And looks like we should have the knockout. And next turn he can't really attack us with anybody, so we're in good shape here. So here we'll be revenge for the knockout. 180 damage, take 2 prize cards. And next turn we have multiple Vespiquen in our deck, as you see right now. Here we see Aegislash, but we have Hex Maniac. So we can knock out the Aegislash that way. But I might be tempted to knock out this Gardevoir, but we are asleep right now. Boo. Don't put us asleep. Why would you do that? We see an N. We didn't get a Vespiquen. That's great. And then when we top deck, we'll have 7 cards left in our deck, so we can't even Sycamore we'll deck out. That's pretty scary. And, oh, we stay asleep too. No! Alright. So here, okay, I'm actually going to tasting for 1. Put a Water Energy here. We'll Vespiquen for Hex Maniac, making it where he can't use any of his abilities next turn. So he can't Fairy Transfer here or anything. So here we'll end our turn. Heads will wake up. Sweet. So that way Malamar can't use Hyper Hypnosis next turn. We have 1 Water. We have a Fire and a Lightning. We have a DCE. DCE. Oh, this is our last attacker here. Vespiquen is our last shining chance of hope. We see a Fairy Guard to come down. And I think I'm actually just going to Vespiquen, bring up the Aromatisse, and knock it out. I know if we didn't misplay that one turn. We see a Rainbow Energy going down Malamar. Not that big of a deal. We see a Vespiquen. Let's see what he decides to get here. Does he get the N or not? I might actually just knock out this Malamar here. He'll only be left with 1 energy. And what can he really do with that situation? What he can do here is Life Center the Slurpuff, and we will lose. We don't have any energies to retreat the Slurpuff here. Big question is, does my opponent notice that or not? He can't Fairy Transfer because we Hex Maniac. Here we see an Ultra Ball discarding an Aromatisse and a Pokemon Fan Club. Ooh, I'm so glad. When he dropped that link that one turn, I thought we were going to lose. I was like, oh man, here comes Mega Manectric. I was choking up there. Alright, so we're just going to Vespiquen. Oh, that's a Battle Compressor. We're going to discard cards we don't need. Oh no, don't freeze on me, game. Come on now. Pokemon? Alright, so here we'll discard Ultra Ball, Eevee. Let's see here. I guess we'll discard the Battle Compressor. Yep. And here we'll Vespiquen. Grab a Lysander. Lysen up the Malamar with the Rainbow Energy. And here we'll be revenge for the knockout, taking 2 prize cards. Now you see I'm only hitting for like 190. And we only have 3 Pokemon left. We do have the Flareon and Unknown Prize in our hand. So max we can hear stuff 210. Here we see 8 Aegislash, 2 energies. But we get tasting. We could draw and tasting and hit the Vespiquen for Hex Maniac to knock out this Aegislash here. Who cares that he's playing cards that are being rotated? We still could beat him with this Vengeance Flareon deck, or Vengeance, not Flareon, Vespiquen. As long as he doesn't Lysander right now. If he Lysanders, oh, he doesn't Lysander. And here we got a Vespiquen. We grab Hex Maniac. Where are you at? There's Hex Maniac. We'll play it. We don't even need Flareon. And here we will be revenge for 190. Take that Aegislash and win the game there. Who cares that it has the Might Shield ability? We can still knock it out with the DC there. Alright. So you see Vespiquen kind of works there. It's a really strong deck. Even without, us hitting for weakness and me kind of making a little bit of misplays. I will admit I made some misplays there. Not really sure what to Battle Compressor early game because I didn't know what he was playing. You don't want to discard too many stuff early with Battle Compressor. You want to wait till you see your opponent's full deck because at one moment you might be thinking, oh, they're playing this deck, but after they play a couple cards, they can play a totally different deck. If you would have started at the beginning of the game, you'd be like, oh, he's playing, he's playing Aromatisse, so we don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about Mega Gardevoir, but it was a Fairy Toolbox deck. Now, granted, this is before the rotation happened on PTCGO, So anything could happen here, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry that I yawned a couple times. It's kind of tired here. I know some people probably get upset that it happened, and that's why some misplays kind of happened there. But later on, we'll have some more games with Vespiquen, of course. We'll probably have some Saturday tournaments here and there, and the deck will be updated. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new about Vespiquen. I hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye.